So, what is our most memorable service call? Before we was at this address here, we was at a different location down, on the other side of town, and we had a woman who has since then become a longtime client. Um, she came in and she said, "Do you do work on printers?" And I was like, "Well, it depends on what the problem is, because normally we fix laser printers, not inkjets." And she goes, "Well," she goes, "I have a strange thing to tell you." I'm like, "Okay, what?" And she had left her desk to go refill her coffee cup. And when she came back, she noticed that the napkin that she sets her coffee cup on was being dragged into the printer. So it kind of like scared her. So she got a box and disconnected the printer and put it in the box and put it in her car and brought it to us. And so when she told us this, I was like, "Do you have it with you?" She was like, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, bring it here." So she brings it in, and my wife was still work with, that's when we first started, and my wife was working, and we put it on the counter, and we looked at it, and started slowly disassembling this old HP front-loading inkjet printer. And we took the cover off and started moving around, and sure enough, there was a mama mouse in there who had just snatched up the napkin off of the desk and pulled it in to pad her seven little pinky babies. Yeah, that was probably the most memorable one I've ever had. Can't think of anything any stranger than that. I mean, just weird. I mean, other than climbing ladders and running cable. But yeah, that was probably the most one, is finding a mommy mouse with seven pinkies inside of a printer. So yeah, we slowly gathered them up without trying to touch them, um, and put them into a coffee can, and then we took them out into a field, because this is farm country. We took them out into a field and left them there, can and all. That way, mommy had protection for the babies. But yeah, that was probably the most memorable one. Finding mice in a printer. Those were the times, So yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, I get somewhere where people are like heavy smokers, and the computers are just on the inside nasty, or occasionally, I haven't had one in a long time, but I got people who heat their homes in the wintertime with firewood, and they are just nasty on the inside also. But probably the mouse one is probably the most memorable one. Anyways, thanks for the question.